And hi, everyone. I'm excited to get to show you some of the new experimental features we've been working on for Unreal Engine 5.2. Let's take a look.
Właśnie, witam serdecznie. Właśnie oglądamy Unreal Engine 5.2 demo technologiczne. Wow, jestem w absolutnym szoku, co tu się dzieje, nie? Ale oglądajmy.
All right, so last year, we added several new features to the engine to support foliage rendering, and the Fortnite team used those features to ship Battle Royale Chapter 4. At the same time, Jacob over there and the team at Quixel were experimenting with what's possible for photoreal foliage environments, as well as testing out the latest functionality that we've been
Jak to pięknie wygląda, jakie to jest naturalne, niesamowite to jest, naprawdę. Kurde, niesamowite to jest.
building for Unreal Engine. So, Jacob's here with us today in the Unreal Editor. Let's explore the environment. And what better way to do that than off-roading? And what better way to off-road than in a Rivian R1T? Now, Rivian uses Unreal to power their instrument cluster, including 3D visualization of their vehicles. So we worked with them to bring the R1T to life in this experience. Let's head on out, Jacob.
Sure thing, on my way.
All right. So we're building tools for interactive and dynamic worlds. So here we have chaos physics simulating rocks that tumble as we drive over them, leaves bend out of the way, and we also added some real-time fluid simulation.
Wow, to jest niesamowite, nie? To wszystko jest... Co? Masakra. Piękne to jest. Świetne, naprawdę, to jest zarąbiste. Jakby ktoś nie wiedział, to by to pomylił z realnym światem, naprawdę, nie?
Worked with the team at Rivian to set up Unreal's Chaos vehicle model to simulate the suspension of the truck and how the electric motors drive each individual wheel. Chaos also simulates how the tires compress and deform, and meta sounds enabled the team to precisely resynthesize the sounds of the electric motors and mix them with the ambisonics of the jungle.
To jest niesamowite po prostu.
So Rivian provided us with a highly detailed model of the truck, about 71 million polygons that were able to render
7 milionów poligonów. Wow.
in real time, thanks
I to w czasie rzeczywistym. Wow. Po
to
prostu
nanite.
wow.
Now, the Rivian not only looks incredibly realistic because of lumen and nanite, but also its materials. And today, we're introducing Substrate, our new material framework. And to better demonstrate it, let's swap the paint out for opal. Now, of course, you can't order a Rivian with opal body panels, but opal was the internal code name for this project, and also a really great demonstration of Substrate's capabilities. The base layer models the iridescence, refraction, and reflections that occur inside of an opal. And on top of that is a layer representing the polished surface and
Kurde, ale widać te odbicia, to wszystko, ale to jest piękne, naprawdę. Takie fotorealistyczne wręcz. Piękne. Nawet tu gościu mówił właśnie o odbiciach, o tym, że to jest wszystko tak spolerowane. Jakkolwiek to brzmi. Zajebiste.
how light is absorbed as it travels through that clear layer of varying depth. And now we can add back on the dust and dirt layers. And notice how the reflection changes when interacting with the dust layer, and that there are no artifacts along the transition from dirt to dust to opal. So Substrate is more expressive, enabling artists to create materials like this with different shading models and compose and layer those materials as they see fit. All right, let's head on out, Jacob.
On my way.
In terms of performance, Substrate materials that are similar to the current Unreal Engine shading model cost about the same. But now, artists have the freedom to author more
Spójrzcie tylko na tą roślinność. Na tą roślinność, na te skały, wow.
complex materials for extremely detailed use cases, like in cinematics and in film. So we're going to drive under this fallen tree here, and everything that you've seen up to this point was painstakingly hand-built by the environment team at Quixel. Everything since that fallen tree has been built using our brand new experimental suite of procedural content generation tools. entirely an engine that are flexible, deterministic, and artist-driven. Our guiding principle in building these systems was to empower artists to make tools for artists. So Jacob's going to go ahead and add a procedural assembly to the world. And the cool thing is that it communicates. Thank you. Yeah. Pretty cool. And the cool thing is that it communicates with other nearby procedural elements in the scene, like the creek bed. So let's say a designer comes by, wants to direct the player to drive to the left. Jacob can simply move the assembly to the right, and everything updates to accommodate that change.
Wow. Tak po prostu. Cyk, cyk, sekundka i gotowe. Świetne to jest.
Game design is iterative, so let's say the designer comes back, wants to give the player the choice of going left or right again. Jacob can simply move the assembly back over. Now, the artist who created this assembly also added some additional handles that Jacob can use to art direct where rock slides occur. Allows him to customize the piece a little bit more, make it a little easier for the Rivian to drive by. So we started by handcrafting that original part of the level to set the visuals and art direction for the entire.
I wiecie co jest najlepsze? Że to wszystko w czasie rzeczywistym się dzieje. Tak po prostu. Klik, klik. Wow. Po prostu wow. Nie mam słów. Naprawdę nie mam słów.
Piece, and then built out procedural tools that allowed the team to create a much larger play space much more quickly. Now let's see how we can use these procedural tools to make larger sweeping changes to the environment. So Jacob, let's start by removing some of the trees in this area.
Absolutely, that's easy enough actually.
All right, a little too much. Let's add some trees back in.
Okay.
And let's also add in some cliff formations, give it a little bit more variability.
Okay.
So the procedural systems are all deterministic. As Jacob is experimenting with different sets of input parameters, once he finds a set that he likes, he can always go back to it and get out exactly the same results. And the procedural systems aren't just placing trees and rocks, but also fog cards, bugs, birds, everything that's needed to bring this environment to life. And everything that you've seen here works at scale. This environment is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers.
4
If we
kilometry
hide
na
all of
4
the
kilometry.
procedural
Wow.
elements, we can see that original hand-built area, about 200 meters by 200 meters. We believe that there will always be the need for hand-building environments, so we design these procedural systems to be tools for artists that work in concert with hand-built content. Both Substrate and the new procedural tools will be available in experimental form in 5.2. And everything you've seen here is running in the Unreal Editor in real time on a developer machine with an Intel 13900K CPU and NVIDIA RTX 4090 GPU. So Jacob, thanks for being here and helping us out today.
Thank you very much, Nick, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
No to było niesamowite, to trzeba przyznać. To było naprawdę dobre, nie? No ja jestem w autentycznym szoku, do czego to technologia już doprowadziła, nie? To jest niemożliwe. Tu można się po prostu bawić w Boga, nie? Dodajesz kliknięciem, cyk, cyk. Sprawdźmy jeszcze jakiś inny filmik, na przykład ten. To może być ciekawe. New metahumans are too realistic in Unreal Engine. Okay.
So wouldn't it be great if we could have this level of deformation? So wouldn't it be great if we could have this level of deformation complexity but able to evaluate in real time? Well, what we are now able to do is to use machine learning to compress that simulation data into a format that can be evaluated at runtime. So you are looking at our ML character with deformations driven by full muscle, flesh, and cloth simulation from Houdini. It's running in real time and on PS5. It's taking around 1/10 of a millisecond on CPU for network inference, and as you see it here, around 1 millisecond on GPU for morph target evaluation. So this is a fully generalized model. We have not just trained it on the cinematic animation that we can see here. So on the left is the nearest neighbor model with just the PCA layer active, and on the right, you can see how the additional nearest neighbor set improves the fold reconstruction. So to help generate the optimal set of nearest neighbor poses, we have implemented a k-means pose generator. So given a set of target animations, so to please.
Ale zwróćmy uwagę, jak to wygląda niesamowicie realistycznie w ogóle. To jest niesamowite. To jest. Mnie aż odbiera po prostu Mowę, jak to widzę. Naprawdę, to jest niemożliwe. Teraz możesz po prostu pomylić świat realny ze światem wirtualnym, nie? Wow. Niemożliwe to jest.
These would be your game or cinematic animations, and a max pose value, it will generate a set of poses that most efficiently cover that animation space. We simulated our clothing for these additional poses in Houdini, and then we trained our additional nearest neighbor set using this data. We would love for you to come and chat to us at a booth. You can get hands-on with this demo. You can change cameras, switch between musculoskeletal, flesh, and clothing layers. You can pause the action, and you can see the deformation result both with and without a mold deformer running.
Our guiding vision for MetaHuman has been the democratization of complex character technologies, allowing you to work faster and see the results immediately. A character is only truly believable if its motion fidelity matches its visual fidelity, but animating at this level is a hard task for even the most skilled studios.
Wow.
Some of our best work leveraged 4D capture, but this took specialized hardware and weeks or even months of processing time. While MetaHuman Creator gave you the ability to generate high-quality characters, animating them still wasn't as easy. This is why I'm very excited to announce a new capability to the MetaHuman product, MetaHuman Animator.
To nie jest ta babka, co w Hellblade? Sonua's Blade chyba, jak to się dobrze nazywa? Tak mi się wydaje. Nie wiem, czy to nie jest ta babka czasem, co gra główną bohaterkę.
MetaHuman Animator contains the essence of our 4D pipeline, but optimized to run on a single machine. It is able to use iPhone as well as
What? Użycie iPhone'a? Nie, to jest niemożliwe.
stereo professional systems, and today we're going to demonstrate how it works. For this, we're going to need Mel, our technician John Cook, and just the phone. Mel, can you take your position, please?
Okay.
Sure.
Let me know when you're ready.
Co ty
Okay.
gadasz?
Okay, and action.
I need performance capture to work like a mirror. I need it to capture whether I'm acting scared or angry. And sometimes all I need is a look.
Co jest chore?
Cut. Thanks, Mel, that was great.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay,
Wow.
our technician John is currently pulling Mel's performance from the phone onto his machine where everything will be processed locally. We have updated our Live Link Face mobile app to capture all data at the best resolution possible with the device. MetaHuman Animator uses video and depth data to convert this data into high-fidelity performance animation, and it can even use audio to produce convincing tongue animation. John is currently scrubbing through the take to pick the section that he wants to process. John, are we all good with the data? Awesome. So from now on, it's just a single button click to kick off the processing, which for a performance of this length will take less than a minute to convert into animation. So Mel, while that is processing, let me show you something else.
Yeah. Oh, is that me?
Yeah, this is what we refer to as your MetaHuman DNA.
Cool. And this is generated by the capture we made earlier, right?
Yeah, that's right. So from only 3 frames of video
Słuchajcie, że to jest nagrane telefonem. Wow.
and depth data, we can generate a rig that predicts all of your facial expressions in just a couple of minutes.
Wow. And do you only need to do this once for each actor?
Yes, that's right. It calibrates the solver to your face so that we can produce the performance in a way that faithfully reproduces your original performance.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So let's check back on the processing, which today is on the latest CPU and GPU hardware from AMD. MetaHuman Animator uses a custom epic facial solver and landmark detector. We can interactively look at the animation while it's being solved and compare it to your original performance. So it looks like it's almost finished. After this, it's going to do one more pass to make the curves more stable.
Nie, ja muszę dorwać ten program, ja muszę się tym pobawić. To jest niemożliwe, nie? Przecież to można takie rzeczy nagrywać, że to jest szok. Wow. To jest po prostu wow. Zajebiste to jest. Niemożliwe. Ciekawe, czy w ogóle da się... Chyba się da ściągnąć Unreal Engine i się w nim bawić, w tym kreatorze. Ja nie mogę, jak tu filmy można robić.
Which is really quick. And from here on, we just need to export the animation. This takes only a few seconds. and then John needs to drop it in the level and add the audio so that we can see the result. So Mel's MetaHuman should now be ready in the level. Mel, you excited to see the results?
Yeah, can't wait to see it. I need performance capture to work like a mirror. I need it to capture whether I'm acting scared.
I teraz ktoś, kto nie wie, co by pomyślał, czy to jest realne, czy to jest wirtualne. Niesamowite to jest. Jakbym nie wiedział, to bym powiedział, że to jest realna babka, która sobie gada do kamery po prostu. Wow.
Scared or angry. And sometimes all I need is a look.
Thank you all. So, Mel, what do you think?
I think it's incredible because it usually takes months between performance capture and getting any results back, so this is blowing my mind.
And all of this is solved directly onto animator-friendly controls. In this case, we are using a bespoke 4D rig, which we created together with Ninja Theory for Hellblade 2, but it's also ready to use on any MetaHuman or any other rig that follows our new MetaHuman standard. Let's have a look at that.
I need performance capture to work like a mirror. I need it to capture whether I'm acting scared.
Ale to już trochę widać, że jest to zanimowane, ale no zajebiście fotorealistyczne, nie? Ale no naprawdę jest mega zajebiste to jest. Mega zajebiste. No nie mam słów, żeby to opisać. Po prostu nie mam słów. Oglądajmy dalej.
Or angry. And sometimes all I need is a look.
So the scene take works even on stylized characters. Thank you all. These technologies are completely redefining our creative process, as they will redefine yours when we release MetaHuman Animator to everyone in just a couple of months. We've got one more thing we'd like to show you. We haven't forgotten about the needs for full performance capture shoots. What you're about to see is animation that has not been polished or edited in any way, and it took MetaHuman Animator just minutes to process start to finish.
Yeah, so here's one of my favorite lines from Ninja Theory's upcoming game, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and I really hope you enjoy it and the rest of the show. Thank you.
Ja myślałem, że to jest aktorka, która jest główną bohaterką Senua.
Very much.
Thank you.
Spoko sprawa.
Sign, perf, cut, take 13.
I see through your darkness now. I see through your lies. I will show them how to see as I do. I will not appease your gods. I will destroy them.
Wow.
Good? You like it?
Zobaczmy może jeszcze coś. Games. Animation. Unreal Engine just changed animation forever. Zobaczmy.
Exactly 1 year ago, Unreal Engine released groundbreaking technology like Lumen and Nanite, which game coming that are going to literally change game dev and animate them with Quixel. At first glance, everything seems
A nie, bo jak na kogoś kanał wlazłem. Może zobaczmy.
It is March 26, 2023, and you're watching The Code Report. Epic Games just previewed some new tech coming to Unreal Engine 5.2, and it's unreal because it makes 3D graphics look too real. They demoed this Rivian truck driving through the jungle, and the amount of realism is crazy, like rocks and dirt flying off the wheel, What they did next is drop in a procedural assembly into the environment. And this is kind of like a prefab developed by an artist. However, it interacts with the surrounding environment. It's hand-drawn artwork, but it does allow you to scale it much more. It's to its Fortnite editor, which basically allows anybody to create their own custom Fortnite world. It's a very savvy business move by Epic Games because it's the perfect stepping stone into the Unreal Engine.
O, to może być bardzo ciekawe, bo możemy w przyszłości tworzyć własne mapy w czasie rzeczywistym i na nich grać od razu, co jest wow, mega zajebiste, nie powiem.
Game development ecosystem.
Samym to sprawdził.
It's kind of like Roblox on steroids. In addition, they announced Fab.com, a new unified marketplace for 3D assets, where creators will keep 88% of the world with minimal effort. And finally, that brings us to yet another crazy announcement, the MetaHuman Animator. This tool allows you to record your face on your phone, then reproduce it as a high-fidelity animation for a character in your game. If you're a good actor, that means you can create terrifyingly realistic facial animations that rival Hollywood, like this demo of Hellblade 2 using Unreal 5.2. But all this makes me wonder if this tech is on a collision course with artificial intelligence. Imagine a world where anybody could just describe their own fantasy world and have
Dobra. Powiem tak, że Unreal Engine zniszczył mi mózg po prostu. I chciałbym osobiście nagrać swój face capture, bo jestem mega ciekawy, jakby to wyglądało. Komputer mam w miarę mocny, także myślę, żeby to uciągnął, chociaż tam z tego co wiem, to demo technologiczne było na karcie graficznej 4090 Ti chyba nawet, na RTX-ie nowym, to podejrzewam, że moc obliczeniowa do tego Unreala, no musi być kosmiczna, nie? Ale wygląda no nieziemsko, naprawdę, nieziemsko, to jest coś niesamowitego po prostu. Super sprawa, nie? Muszę to przetestować kiedyś. Muszę dorwać to i przetestować. A ja w takim razie dziękuję za oglądanie tego materiału. Myślę, że widzimy się w następnym. Już niedługo. Kurde bele. Muszę to sprawdzić. Trzymajcie się. Pozdrawiam.